Welcome to our broadcast. Today we are continuing our hearings. I'm afraid we're a little bit witness and juror calling and evidence gathering to do from particular individuals who are involved in helping us provide witnesses and expert witnesses on this. And there's a little bit of a delay and a time lag here, so bear with us. We're just going to kind of give you an appetizer for these hearings today. There's going to be more this week. We hope to have them very much in full swing within a day or two, and by the end of the month and the very beginning of May, the intersection of April and May, and also referring back to March, the beginning of spring. All of these months, we're going to be redeeming them and extending spring to all the months of the years, because we are giving you new law that changes the paradigm of planet Earth. It is the new millennial golden rule, and you can read about it at 5050now.wordpress.com. Now, I'm going to make a couple of outreach calls very quickly. Let's see, do you have anyone in charge of employing gender balance and diversity at the station? Anyone who is in charge of that? That sounds good. That sounds good. And let me just say, you know, I'm wanting to tell you something very important. You're not too far from the courts there in Waukegan. Are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and I have, on behalf of all of the people of the world, and especially the women, delivered new law for our planet. You could read it 5050now.wordpress.com. We are guaranteeing as a human and divine right, because it brings about a more risen condition for humanity, gender parity in all government, and we are basing it in the local neighborhood, changing the paradigm for the humanity. I am one of the many, but actually one of the most currently most important direct descendants of not only the Magdalene and Nazarene families, who said that female and male are equally anointed, but also my heritage takes me back to an earlier civilization, which is often referred to as Atlantis. It was later on called the Minoan civilization, based on the Isle of Crete. And our Statue of Liberty is a depiction of their main goddess. Her name was Astrea. She's a solar and sun universal goddess, not limited to one planet. And I am delivering this new millennial golden rule as a way of giving eternal life to people of the planet Earth, and also opening the stargates, because I'm also a direct descendant, a cousina of two very famous scientists who were married. Lynn Alexander Margulies, who was married to Carl Alexander Sagan, who are,
like quite a bit of information and very informative.
I just want you to know, what's your name?
My name is Dee.
Dee?
I'm at the switchboard.
Dee, you are the most important person there. You're at the switchboard. You need to turn on the switch to parity. Tell everyone that you know there, and you can see it at 5050now.wordpress.com. And we make this as a broadcast every day.
Okay. Now, I want to just make sure, since you provided me with that information, I want clarity in terms of where you want me to transfer you to.
Is there someone in charge of diversity, or you said human resources? That would be fine.
Oh, okay, then. Otherwise, I would transfer you to the news section. So let me go ahead and get you transferred over.
You can transfer me to the news also, but I'll come back to that.
Oh, which one? You want the news then first?
Let's do the news first,
okay,
yes.
Great.
Thank you for calling Chicago's very own WGN.
WGN.
Hi, is this the news desk?
It is.
Hi, my name is Dr. Rajel One Family. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
This is Julia.
Julia, oh, what a perfect name. I am calling you because we are broadcasting to the entire world and have announced to the entire world the biggest news of many millennia. We have delivered gender parity as a human and divine right to all people, and especially important to women and younger people and people of minority status, because gender domination often creates other domination scenarios in society. But it's important for everyone. It's a lifesaver for everyone. It's a planet saver. And you can read about this at 5050now.wordpress.com. We are actually broadcasting ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Bless you. Probably will be buried. That's the story. But I have to call them again and again and again to get them to take it seriously. That's the way. They'll put it on a shelf, and it'll come out later that this was given. Okay, now they're right near the courthouse, and so we'll let them know they're at the courthouse. They're what a trip. Hi, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My name is Ruth.
Ruth, I am calling you to announce a huge change in law that is affecting the entire planet Earth. You can read about this at 5050now.wordpress.com. I am verifiably, this is going to surprise you and shock you a little bit, but it's true. I am verifiably a direct descendant of a number of very famous people of every religious heritage, including Maryam of Magdala and Miriam of Nazareth and Jesus of Nazareth's family, also of Kasturba and Kapadia and Mohandas Gandhi's family, and also of a very ancient civilization, which in the old times was called Atlantis, more recently was called the Minoan civilization, that was based on the Isle of Crete, and gives us the figure of the Statue of Liberty. She was their chief goddess. Her name is Astrea. She hung up on me. I have to go back. God is watching all this. I tell you, God is watching it all. Hi, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? It's disconnected again. Well, we'll call another office there if they're having trouble with that little line. There's all kinds of little lines in their facility. Oh. Let's put you on hold for a minute. We have with us White Calf Buffalo woman Anne-Marie singing cricket. She wants to remind all the world that the New Millennial Golden Rule is our way out of our trap that we've set for ourselves as a species on the way to extinction. We can instead become a divinely blessed species on this planet and many, many more planets. What do you have to say about it, Anne-Marie, singing cricket, White Calf Buffalo woman?
Well, we need to read and apply the New Millennial Golden Rule to our own lives and teach it to others, and so that we can begin to be more unified. And we need to learn the biggest life lesson that I believe any of us have to learn, and that's the life lesson to learn to love unconditionally, and to remember we're all one family.
And in fact, I think that your other part of your family calling in on the other line. Hold on one second. Patricia? Patricia? Anne-Marie? I don't know what happened. I think your mother either hung up or what happened. Hold on one second. Yeah, she hung up. Anne-Marie, are you there? All right, we're both broadcasting on air, as well as connecting with the phone tree. And you just gave the importance of the New Millennial Golden Rule so that the whole world can hear it. And we always do this on this line. This line represents the address that was the home that our great-grandmothers, Ray and Harriet, gathered the women together for trying on the hats and their children and their youths. And this is this line on the phone tree is a representative of it. It has the same, like an address. The numbers are the same as the address of that place. And we do this as a virtual gathering because obviously that place was built on Native American ground. And your mother and you, Patricia, who just called in a moment ago, but I was not able to catch her call well, but we'll call her back. You represent many. Oh, there she. I think that's calling again. But I can't, let me hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna call her back in a minute. I think the best thing is to complete the message. And I just wanted you to be able to say hello to all of our family, and on behalf of your family, of course, we recognize Ma Patricia, who's I'm gonna get on the other line in a moment because it's incoming and ongoing right now, and I'm afraid to disconnect. But Ma Patricia and you and Martha and Laura, and of course April, Angela, Rose, Angeline, and Rosa, and Edith, and Ben, and Shannon and John, as well as of course Hadass and Vanessa and Rachel Marie, Danielle, Juliette, Stacey, Anastasia, Harlan, Louis, Laviz, Ross, Marcel, all of these young people, as well as all our mother goddesses, especially Julianne Marie and Georgine, and Marion and Barbara, and Georgine has some great family that we've also connected with, a goddess theologian by the name of Naomi Goldenberg, who has left the messages already on the phone tree for them too. And of course, all the great grandmothers of our family, as did I say, as Harriet and Ray and Clara, as well as little Jacqueline, and also say Precious Antoinette, Risen Rose, Grandma Marie, Grandma Popper, Grandma Dorothy, Lynn, and Rachel, and lots more. We've got so many more, you know, Van, and
I have two this month with birthdays. My youngest son and my next oldest biological daughter, April Christina and Benjamin. So.
Well, April Christina is very appropriate for this moment because we are saving the world, and we are saying that all people have the Christhood, that is the anointedness within them, females and males. And so you are advocating for this, and we are getting this to the whole world. We have already had over 207,000 and maybe something like 111 additional people have heard these broadcasts. And we just now called some court systems. I know you've had to do with those that are in your area. We've got some in Illinois and in New York that we're contacting, and in Los Angeles to tell them. And we've told the media in their area too that we have delivered this. Now everybody's ignoring this except Goddess God. Goddess God is not ignoring this. And I guarantee you, if there are people listening on other planets, as suggested in the film Contact and the book In Contact, which you are such a knowledgeable person about the writings of Carl Alexander Sagan, who was the first husband, the mate of Lynn Margulies, our Kazina. There may indeed be a transmission process occurring in the universe. And this may be being heard. They may be selectively listening for it, because this is the evolutionary step. Wouldn't you agree?
Anything's possible. It would certainly be very self-centered to think that our creators have developed a whole universe and more than one universe and not have any other intelligent life form.
Right, right. Like they say in the film, that would be a terrible waste of space.
Yeah.
So, space and time, because they're linked. And so now you give all these people hugs and codes, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And all the people who are listening on the phone tree, and all the people who are listening on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And that includes, of course, Hadass and Marion, and Rachel Marie, Danielle, Juliette, and Barbara. It includes Stacey, Anastasia, it includes Soma, and Cheryl, Soma, and Meredith, includes Julianne Marie and I, with Georgine, with Vanessa and Harlan, Louis Laviz. Whatever they're doing with each other, we and I are covering the ground for them and making it sacred again.
Right, right.
Right. And we're doing that virtually in the air. We're saying meet me and thee in the air.
Yeah.
And that is actually, you know, biblically anticipated, but it's not just in one Bible. It's in all of the heritages. Our family connects, and you connect the Native American heritages. And we do have, I mentioned to you the other day, you heard the voice of Lee and her mother Shu An. They're of Chinese heritage. They're also working with us now.
Yeah.
So we love you so much, and we're so glad. Now, what we need to do is amplify the reception of this. What I find is there's so many women who are adjusted down that when you tell them that parity has been delivered as a human right, instead of saying, wow, that's great, where can I read about it, they hang up. They're in a state of shock because they've been dumbed down so badly that they can barely take it in. But it is going on, and God's power is greater than all of the armies, all of the tanks, all the nuclear bombs, all of the corporate offices don't really amount to a sliver compared to God.
Yeah.
And this is what God wants. So you and I have an advantage in delivering this message. As small as two people and the universe listening may seem, it isn't small, because it's the right equation. It's the right answer to the right equation. And so, just as in the film with Ellie Arroway, and you and I are like circle arrowways, we're calling upon the circle to form. She was heard. She was in the vastness of space. She was heard because God wanted her to be heard. So that's what we're doing, and you've just done it. Now, I just made a phone call. As you know, I had a problem that you have had encounters with the various court malfunctions in your region and other people in other regions who are connected with our family. And I have had a court recurring matter in Illinois. Illinois is the heartland, and it is also a very dangerous place. We've warned the people at the court there and some of the media there that if we continue without our family and our community engaging in the process with you and I, that there is a danger, especially in Illinois, of a nuclear power plant disaster that may come on the heels of an earthquake. Because earthquake fault is very large there. It's called the New Madrid Fault. It's the largest fault line in America. It is the biggest one. They had the worst earthquake ever recorded in North America there in 1811.
Yeah.
And so now that's right near also a nuclear power plant, which has a lot of nuclear waste near the court system that has been doing, as you see with so many of the court systems, you've got a preponderance of male judges. The women judges, many of them adopt the ways of the men. Instead of bringing people together and ordering family therapy, they separate them. And they enforce separations. They also, obviously, in many other of the courtrooms of these courts, they're impoverishing many people. They're continuing to wink at the fact that our media is controlled, which goes against even our very patriarchally designed Constitution. Even that is abrogated by the fact that our media is so controlled that people...
I'm going to have to mention, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to have to mention that my phone is just about dead.
Well, you just go ahead. Your phone just needs a break. It's not dead at all. It just needs a recharge. You recharge, and you'll be back. And we love you, and we're so glad.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, darling. Thank you. I'll send this message.
You bet. Bye-bye.
To save this message, press 1. Your greeting has been saved. To change extension type, press 1. To record
Okay, we're glad we could get that done. Okay, let's make a couple of more phone calls. We did Illinois court, and we did Oregon court yesterday. Let's see if we can get... let's go to Oprah's venue in Illinois, and then the Discovery Channel here in Maryland, and then we'll call it quits for the day, because we're just doing this as an appetizer, because we're going to have a much more organized presentation very soon with lots of expert witnesses that are gathering. Let's see if we can call a Google office or two. Oh, let's get back with Patricia, though. Let's not forget that. Let's I'm sorry, is Leaszt there? Leaszt, at 5050now.wordpress.com, you will see
Wait,
that we...
Stand by, please. Stand by.
All right.
Hello?
Is this Leaszt?
Yes, let me give you the email where you should send this information.
I will send it to you an email, but we are also just broadcasting this on our own video chats. I am a direct connect. Kazina, are you there?
They can't hear you?
What, darling?
Ma'am, hang on, ma'am. Stand by 1 moment.
I'm a Kazina of Carl Sagan. Are you hearing me? This is how our news organizations function. If you told them you had the cure for cancer, they'd put you on hold for 5 hours. That's what I am telling them. This is the biggest cancer on the planet. Patriarchy is the biggest cancer on the planet Earth. I'm on hold. I may have to call them back. Well, it looks like we're having trouble getting through to another line. Let's see if we can. We're going to continue this. I'll make 1 or 2 more calls, and then we're going to continue this.
All lines are busy now, for we are not currently live on the air. If you're not calling between noon and 3 Eastern Time, and you would like
To cancel, press star.
Hi, if you go to your computer and go to 5050now.wordpress.com, you will find the greatest news of all the millennia. I and others with me have delivered the re-evolutionary step of gender parity as a human and divine right. I am a verifiable direct descendant of Miriam of Magdala, Miriam of Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth, and their siblings and cousins and cousins. I am also a direct cousina of Kasturba Kapadia Gandhi, whose birthday is this month, who, as well as a number of other young family members of ours, have birthdays on these spring months. And we are delivering sprig in honor of Kasturba Kapadia Gandhi, as she and both her husband Mohandas fought for equality for women. And they brought it to India in the form of the Panchayat Raj, which is now law. We have made this now the law of every neighborhood on the planet. I'm also a direct descendant of the ancient civilization, which is the longest known civilization on the planet to have had no war and virtually no income inequity. It was Atlantis. Later on, it was termed the Minoan civilization. It's a misnomer. In the ancient times, it was called Atlantis. And it is a verifiably and it's not a myth, it's a real, very, very real place based on the Isle of Crete. There's a lot of archaeological finds there. Most important, the Gortina Code, which is the indication that women gradually lost their equality after especially the eruption of Mount Thera. However, that civilization was the longest survived civilization known to humankind. And it had no war and a high standard of arts, humanities, science, and quality of life for all of its family, community, citizenry. They practiced something called the Eleusinian Mysteries, and they were great amphitheaters filled with people to give them the chance of eternal life. We now know that divine democracy is the key to eternal life. And you can see how I have proved that logically. I am also a cousina of very famed scientist, Lynn Margulies, the mother of the Gaia effect, who was the wife of Carl Alexander Sagan, who was her first husband before she married into the Margulies family. And we have children on all these branches, intertwined with many other branches of our family that are profoundly gifted. And I am inviting and myself working with other people of other heritages, including 2 white calf buffalo women, Native American women, who are the Messiah figures of their people, and now 2 women of Chinese heritage who have come forward, Chinese American women who have come forward with me to deliver parity of gender as a human right and a divine right, an inalienable right, past, present, and future. If you read up on your American hers and history, you will find that the family of Mary Lambert and Tom Lambert Payne delivered common sense in 1776 on January around 11th and on Valentine's Day 1776. It provided for a government of equal percentages of women and men, indigenous fully included, no slavery, and no property requirement. Guess what? We haven't done that yet. Guess what? We're tanking our planet because we haven't. So we have delivered this. I feel that I serve as the biblically predicted paraclete. I am the giver of new law for the entire planet Earth. It is retroactive. It goes, and we have to recalculate our understanding of human hers and history as if all the people who have ever lived on this planet enjoyed gender parity and all the intersectional justice that goes with it as human and divine right. You are able to reach me by calling the number that's on the website at 5050now.wordpress.com in the About section. And you can also reach me at
Private, press 4. This message is marked urgent. To replay your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. To mark this message non-urgent, press 3. To mark this message private, press 4. To send your message, press pound.
all right, that should get it out to a wide audience. We know that reaches Chicago and New York and Los Angeles, so that's what we're going to do as this part of the broadcast today. And now we're going to make some private.
To the auto attendant, press